All right, it's the main event, people. Curtis Razor Blaydes against Alexander Drago Volkov in the heavyweight division. Both of these guys have won 4 of their last 5 fights. As a matter of fact, Curtis Blaydes only has 2 losses, and both of them came to Francis Ngannou. So he's beating everybody else. This is a stylistic matchup. Wrestler, even though Blaydes has some power in those hands, against a guy who wants to stand and bang, stand and strike in Volkov. Like I said, Blaydes' only 2 losses of his career came to Francis Ngannou. I don't think you can have 2 more respectable losses if you're in heavyweight. He needs to keep this fight on the ground or get to the ground. Now, I'm not saying that he's completely inept on his feet. He has some big power in his hands. We saw that against Junior Dos Santos. So for Blaydes to beat Junior Dos Santos standing was something that I bet you a lot of people didn't expect him to be able to do. So that is something. The difference, though, is that Alexander Volkov is 6'7". Junior Dos Santos is not. So, you know, Blaydes is a big heavyweight. He's got some height himself, but I mean, if you look at what we're talking about from a reach standpoint, there's only a 1-inch reach advantage. 81 inches for Volkov, but that's 3 extra inches up could be a factor, especially since Volkov is another tall fighter who knows how to use his height, leg kicks, keeping space with front kicks, jabs, all of those different types of things. He's good at that. And Blaydes is giving up some length. The equalizer for that, though, is the speed and explosion. And I definitely think that Blaydes has the advantage there. You look at these odds, the odds makers is not having issues at all. They're going minus 405 for Blaydes, plus 305 for Volkov as a pretty significant underdog. I think that Blaydes has to be careful not to take something that can end his night, even though that hasn't been Volkov's MO. He usually kind of picks guys apart and gets his stoppages that way. He hasn't really had a ton of the big, huge, oh my God, 1-punch shots. But when we're talking about guys this big, 6'7", 250 pounds, 6'4", 245, 50 pounds, if they catch you right with one shot, it could be the end of the night. So Blaydes has to watch for that. You just look at Volkov, man, and just he's so inspirational. No, I'm joking. You look at Volkov, and he would be undefeated in the UFC if it wasn't for that ridiculous loss in October of 2018 against Derek Lewis, dominating the entire fight, beating Derek Lewis in every way, shape, or form. Gets a little tired at the end, takes a big shot, gets knocked out. That's his only blemish in the UFC, and that's pretty significant because he's been fighting some good guys. Against Blaydes, he's got to fight that takedown. He gets taken down, he's going to be in trouble. Blaydes is a monster. Once he gets inside, he gets a body lock. I'm telling you, if Blaydes gets a body lock or if Blaydes gets a high crotch, you're probably going flying. I mean, if we all saw how many times he tossed Mark Hunt around like he was a bag of groceries. So the guy is freakishly strong. And he's got fantastic technique, training at elevation. Yeah, I think I put it like this. I think these odds are a little bit disrespectful to Volkov. I do. He's a former Bellator heavyweight champion, has proven himself time and time again in the UFC to be an elite heavyweight. And I understand Blaydes is right there, the number 3 rated heavyweight in the world. Only losses he has is against Ngannou. But I think plus 305, minus 405 is a little crazy. That said, I still think that Blaydes is going to get this victory. I think he gets this victory either by a second or third round TKO, or he goes ahead and gets this by going the distance, with takedowns, top control. But both of these guys' Blaydes' hands are so heavy. I don't know that he can continue to land on Volkov or anybody and not get the victory by stoppage. But so I definitely think I'm leaning more towards a stoppage victory in the 3rd round or so for Blaydes. If not before that, but 3rd round, I would say. But I do think there's a scenario where you can see this one going the distance because Volkov is a tough guy. And I do think that Volkov has an advantage standing. And if Blaydes gets his way, he takes him to the ground. And sometimes it's a little bit harder to finish a guy down there, especially if both guys get tired. So we'll see. But nonetheless, I'm going with the odds makers here. I got Blaydes getting this victory. So that's what we got for you today. As usual, we appreciate you watching. If you have not clicked that like button yet, please do. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button, make sure you do that too, as long as in addition to the bell for the notifications. As usual, we appreciate you watching. As I said, God bless you and peace.